Our guest Swamiji, Sarvapriyananda Maharaj, is a guiding light to countless individuals around the world, making the deepest wisdom of Vedanta accessible to the modern mind. As all of you know, he is the minister and the spiritual head of Vedanta Society, New York, USA. It is a position which was held by Swami Vivekananda and Swami Abhedananda, the most prominent disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. Vedanta Society was established in the year 1894 in the month November, and it was established by Swami Vivekananda. Let me invite Swami Sarvapriyananda Ji Maharaj on the dais. Little introduction. Swamiji joined Ramakrishna order in 1994, and throughout his monastic life, he has served in various capacities, including Vice Principal of Ramakrishna Mission Vidya Mandir, Vidyapeeth, the Principal of Monastic Probationers Training Center at Belur Mutt. However, he is perhaps best known globally for his incredibly clear, scholarly and captive talks on Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and the work of Adi Shankaracharya. Through his profound lectures, which has reached millions of people online, he seamlessly bridges the gap between ancient philosophy and contemporary science, psychology, and everyday life. He shows us how timeless spiritual truths can be practical tools for navigating our complex world. I request Swamiji to deliver the second lecture on the thoughts of Vedanta.
Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness unto light. Lead us from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Yes, again a reminder, mobiles. Silence the mobile phones. And don't take pictures now. If you want pictures, you can always take it during the Q&A or later. Now let us focus. Let us focus on Vedanta. In Vedanta, the prime sadhana is, somebody still, if I can hear it, others can also hear it. Also, the bad thing is if I get distracted, others also get distracted. In Vedanta, the main sadhana is Shravana actually. The problem with Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta is, there is apparently nothing to do. People say, I have heard what you said, I have understood it, now what do I do? You see, if you ask the question, now what do I do, then you have not heard. You have to hear again. Shravanat eva jnanam. It's a siddhanta in Vedanta. Jnana, knowledge, enlightenment comes through Shravana, hearing, systematically studying Vedanta. Manana and Nididhyasana, the reasoning and Vedantic meditation, are actually for removing obstacles to knowledge. See, when we hear all these things, it's telling us about ourselves. What is already there? If someone tells me, you are Sarvapriyananda, good. There's nothing more to be done about it. I know that. It's a fact. Similarly, if someone tells me and points out that you are Brahman, your existence, consciousness, bliss, if this is understood, if this is seen as a fact, then it solves all our problems. But suppose it is grasped, but there are doubts. Doubts like, how is this possible? I am the body. How am I consciousness? Or how am I not the body? I am limited. How am I unlimited? These doubts may come, and they probably will come. So to remove the doubts to the knowledge, doubts are called asambhavana. That this is impossible. What is being taught here is impossible. To remove the asambhavana obstacle, we have manana. Mananam is reasoning. Put forth your doubts and consider the answers and see if those doubts are resolved. If we have that aha moment, yes, I get it. Oh, I see. Which doubts? Any doubts, any questions. I remember Revered Swami Atmapriyananda ji. He used to teach us Vedanta when we were brahmacharis in Sarvapriyananda. One day after a class, in the front of the gates of Belur Math, I tentatively asked him, Swamiji, I have a doubt, a question. He said, ask away. Better brains than yours have questioned Vedanta for centuries. And answers have been found to all those questions. Don't feel that if you have one doubt, Vedanta will come crashing down. No, not at all. Any question you have, please ask. So that is the second stage, manana. It will remove the obstacle called asambhavana, impossibility obstacle. That I don't get it. How is it possible? Then there is a third obstacle, which is called viparita bhavana, contrary tendencies. Yes, I get it. I have clarity, I have conviction also. But my behavior is not according to my understanding. Now my understanding and my life are going into different directions. So how to bring them together? That is, the third practice is nididhyasana. What we have got already, what we have understood, what we claim we have got clarity, what we claim we have got conviction also. Now stay with that clarity, stay with that understanding, stay with that conviction until it becomes a living reality. Right now, this I am, this body is a living reality for me. That's why I behave like the body. That's why I behave like this person, body, mind, personality. It's a living reality for me. If I am Satchidananda, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, if that's a living reality for me, then I will behave accordingly also. Then that final obstacle, my behavior does not tally with my knowledge, that will also go away. So that is Vedanta, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Shravana is for jnana. It removes ignorance and it gives us knowledge. Manana is for removing obstacles, like the impossibility, asambhavana. Nididhyasana is for removing obstacles, the viparita bhavana, contrary tendencies, contrary behavior. So really jnana comes from listening. So listen carefully, attentively, again and again and again. To the same texts, to different texts. Luckily in Advaita Vedanta, all the texts will teach you the same thing. And it's great to see the same thing being taught in so many different ways, then we get to see it more easily then. Now what had happened? Student had asked, Kene shitam padati preshitam mana kena prana prathama prayeti yukta kene shitam vacham imam vadanti chakshu shrotra kahudeva yunakti. So how do I have these thoughts? How do I speak these words? How am I breathing in and out? How are my eyes and ears giving me the experience? Not the physical structure, biology which we learnt in school of the eyes and ears. No. The experience of seeing and hearing and all. Which bright being? Kaudeva yunakti. And the answer was also amazing. And in extraordinary language, Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso Mano Yad Vachoha Vacham Sau Pranasya Pranaha Chakshusas Chakshur Atimuchya Dhira Pretya Asmad Lokad Amrita Bhavanti. It is the ear of the ear. It is the mind of the mind. It is the speech of the speech. It is the prana of the prana. It is the eye of the eye. Knowing that one transcends body-mind. What it means is, once I realize I am consciousness, then I don't think that I am just this body-mind. Then the properties of body-mind will remain in body-mind, not in me. I become clear that it's all right from my perspective. And then what will happen? One will attain Jivan Mukti, Videha Mukti, which are formally the goals of Vedanta, which we say. Liberation while living, and after death, liberation, the bodiless liberation. Moksha, basically moksha, we will attain moksha. This teacher said, I don't know how to teach it. Why? Because knowledge, you want to know. Knowledge, the way we understand knowledge, seeing something or reading something or, asking Google or ChatGPT, that way it will not work. Because it is not a knowable object. Whatever you know, it's other than that. So it's unknown. No, whatever is unknown, it's other than that. It's other than the known, it's other than the unknown also. The only thing it can be is you. But what kind of you? Not the body you. Not the mind you, not the person you, consciousness you. You as the consciousness, as pure consciousness. Pure consciousness means not mixed up with body-mind, as awareness itself. And that awareness itself is not an object. To it, everything else is an object. To consciousness, to you, whatever you experience is an object. But you are not an object. You are not an object to the eyes. You can't see your nature as consciousness. You are not an object to the ears or tongue. You can't hear it. You can't taste it. We can't even think about it. We can't even speak about it. And yet it is there. It is not unknown because it is I. I am not unknown to myself. So this is the teaching so far. And then the teacher goes on to the completion stage of the teaching, the next stage of the teaching. Now I am pure consciousness. I am the witness of everything, not an object. But what are these objects? I mentioned earlier that consciousness is not brain, not mind, not object, not many, but not two, non-dual also. If not two, then brain, mind, object, everything else somehow becomes also consciousness because it's not other than consciousness. It is not a second reality apart from consciousness. In that case, now the teacher goes on to say that actually everything is consciousness. What did the teacher first do? Separation. Not the eyes, ears, mind. Eye of the eye, mind of the mind, ear of the ear. Separation. Neti, neti, not this, not this. Now the opposite will come. Yes, eyes, ears, mind, body, external world. Everything is that one consciousness. Beautiful sequence of mantras are coming. Yat chakshusha pashyati yena chakshungshi pashyati tadeva brahmatvam viddhi nedam yadidam upasate yat shrotrena nashrinoti yena shrotram idam shrutam tadeva brahmatvam viddhi nedam yadidam upasate yat yad manasana manute yenahur manomatam tadeva brahmatvam viddhi nedam yadidam upasate. He says, what you cannot see with the eyes, yet that by which the eyes are seeing. Know that to be Brahman, not what you worship here as this. What the ears cannot hear, but because of which the ears are able to hear. Know that to be Brahman, not what you worship here as this. Like this he goes on. What the mind cannot think about, but by which the mind is able to think. Know that to be Brahman, not what you worship here as this. This is Mahavakya. Mahavakya is the sentence which expresses the essence of Vedanta. The beauty of Vedanta is that it can be put in a few words. So many books, so many Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, commentaries, then Shankara's works, post-Shankara literature, and then not only just Shankara and the same tradition, whether you say Gyaneshwari, the works of Sant Gyaneshwar and the Nath Sampradaya and others, the larger Advaita, then going beyond Sanskrit into Marathi, into other regional languages. There is a larger Advaita literature across the nation also. And now, of course, in English also. So, this vast literature spanning multiple languages and cultures across the centuries and millennia, it can be compressed. Shankaracharya says, all of that I can put in half a verse. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya Jiva Brahmeva Napara. Brahman alone is real, the world is an appearance, and the Jiva, you are none other than Brahman. You can make it even shorter, the Mahavakyas, Tattvamasi. That's enough. Whole Vedanta is there. You are that. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. Prajnanam Brahma, consciousness is Brahman. I am Atma Brahma, this very self is Brahman. Sri Ramakrishna was once asked by someone, he says, can you teach me in one sentence so that I become enlightened? Wise person, otherwise Ramakrishna Kathamrita, Vachanamrita is 1,000 pages. One sentence, he is limiting Sri Ramakrishna. Please tell me only one sentence by which I will be enlightened. And Sri Ramakrishna says, Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya, Brahman is real, the world is false, 80 dharana karo. Contemplate this, assimilate this, realize this. Having said this, he kept quiet. That means Nothing more to be said. You can compress it even further. Om. In between also there are these words which I mentioned in the first session. Brahman, Atman, this Bhuma, Ananta, Purnam. Each of those words expresses the whole of the ultimate reality. You can compress it even further. Om. If you go to Mandukya Upanishad, you will see the analysis of the Om, how entire Vedanta is put in Om. You can go even further, you can make silence. Nothing. Dakshinamurti Stotra, it says, Maunam Vyakhyanam, Shishyastu Chinna Samshaya. But if I keep quiet, then retreat will be over very fast. So I have to talk. So this entire vast literature can be condensed into very brief, one short sentence, Mahavakya. The skill of the teacher is to condense the ocean into a drop and expand the drop into an ocean. So these sentences, this Mahavakya, so-called Mahavakya, what does it do? What's the definition? Jiva Brahma Aikya Bodhakam Vakyam. That Vakya, that sentence, which expresses the identity of the Jiva and Brahman, that you are Brahman, this identity, if any sentence expresses that, then it is Mahavakya. Here also, notice the sentence, not that which we can see with our eyes, but by which the eyes are able to see. What's that? Consciousness, my real nature. And he says that consciousness is Brahman. Tadeva Brahmatvam Viddhi. That alone is Brahman. So you alone are Brahman. This is Mahavakya. Not something you can see with your eyes, but because of which the eyes are able to see. So what is that? Consciousness. You, our real nature. Tadeva Brahmatvam Viddhi. Know that alone to be Brahman. Also, there's a very interesting note here. Not what you worship here as this. Not an object. So in this series, powerful series of mantras, the teacher is pointing out our real nature. It is consciousness which illumines all our seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. Whenever we think or imagine or feel something or remember something or understand something, all of that is lit up by the same consciousness. Whenever we enjoy something, suffer something, all of that is made possible by the same consciousness. That is us. All our waking is possible because of that. Our dreaming is possible. Even the experience of deep sleep, the blankness, that is also possible because of consciousness. So that one consciousness is our real nature. That is being pointed out, number one, in this sequence of mantras. Number two, this real nature, our real nature, consciousness, is the real nature of this entire universe. It's not that our real nature is consciousness and the universe is a material universe. Time, space, matter, energy. That's the reality of the universe. That is Sankhya. Two kinds of realities. Material reality and spiritual reality. Prakriti and Purusha. Sankhya. But Advaita Vedanta wants to say the entire Prakriti, the entire material order of things, time, space, matter, energy, is actually nothing other than consciousness. We are appearing to ourselves as this universe, which means everybody here is nothing but you. Everything here is nothing but you. Every event here is also nothing but you. You means the real you, not the body-mind. It's not that the universe is outside us. We feel we are so small. We feel small because we feel identified with the body. Yes, the body is so small. Compared to this huge hall, how small is the body? Yes, if we are identified with the body, then the hall and the other people are outside us. Yes, clearly outside the body. Something is inside the body and everything else is outside the body. That's fine. But if we look at ourselves as consciousness, where are we experiencing the world? In consciousness. Where are we experiencing people? In consciousness. You might say, no, you are just playing with words. People are located in space. Here is space. You are here. The other person is there. How is it possible that we are all in consciousness? One teacher was saying that Atma Sarvavyapi hai. Consciousness is all-pervading. Then somebody from the audience objected. महात्मा जी आप वहाँ हैं हम इधर हैं आप इधर नहीं है हम उधर नहीं है तो कैसे सर्वत्र हुआ I am here, you are there, I am not everywhere, you are also not everywhere. How can the self be all pervasive? And the answer was, from the teacher's answer was amazing. और यहाँ और वहाँ, here and there, ये क्या दोनों ही आप में नहीं है? Even the concept of space is experienced in consciousness. And one beautiful way of understanding this is the Swapna Drishtanta, dream example. In the dream, we feel I am sitting in a big hall, such a big space. One person is here, another person is there. But when I wake up, I will realize this entire big space. One person here and there. I am here, he is there. Yahan, wahan. Both were in my mind. My mind alone appeared as space and the objects contained in that space. Similarly, Advaita Vedanta says, in consciousness arises the appearance of this world. So this world is Tadeva Brahmatvam Vidhi. No consciousness to be the ultimate stuff of reality. So Brahman means the reality of this universe. Atman means the reality behind this body-mind. And Advaita Vedanta is Brahman is equal to Atman. The two are one. Tat Tvamasi. This macrocosm and microcosm, the reality is one consciousness. So this is expressed. This is Mahavakya. Each of these mantras is expressing a Mahavakya, identity of Jiva and Brahma. The teacher is telling us, you are the ultimate reality. And then a little note on worship. Nedam yad idam upasate. That which you worship here as this. Some people say, isn't it a criticism of our Hindus, idol worship? We worship in an objective form, in an image, in a picture. We worship. So isn't it wrong because we are worshipping here as this? No. See, if the object were worshipped, then this is what it's being criticized. But what is being said here is, Brahman is everything, inside and outside. So if you worship Brahman in a particular form, then there's nothing wrong in it. It stands for Brahman. First meaning is, it's a symbolically representing Brahman. First meaning. Swami Vivekananda was asked by a Maharaja that isn't it wrong to worship an image? And he tried to convince that Maharaja, but that Maharaja did not agree. Finally, Swami Vivekananda, you know the famous story, he asked the minister, please take down this picture of Maharaja there. Take down that painting and throw it on the ground and stamp on it and spit on it. And the minister was scared. Maharaja is sitting himself, he is sitting there. How can I do it? His Highness is sitting here. But it's only a paper. It's only ink. So, no. It is representing our Highness, the Maharaja. So, in the same way, one meaning of the image worship of the Hindus is that it is a sacred symbol, a pratika, which represents the divine. It's a form representing the formless, located in one place, representing that which is everywhere. So, in an objective form, representing that which is beyond subject and object. That's one meaning, but that's not the final meaning. It's not only a symbol. Brahman is right there in that image, because Brahman is Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Everywhere there is. You see, a deeper meaning of the Hindu image worship is to cancel, to correct the error that the image is not Brahman. Sri Ramakrishna, Master Mahashaya goes to Sri Ramakrishna and says, ये मूर्ति पूजा, ये ठीक नहीं है. This मूर्ति puja is not correct. Why should you worship clay images? You know, Durga image in Bengal, it's worship clay image in Durga Puja. Why should you worship clay images? Sri Ramakrishna says, why clay? It is consciousness. Mrinmoyi kano, chinmoyi. Why are you saying it is Mrinmoyi means made of clay? Chinmoyi, made of consciousness. Then Master Mahashaya, not to be outdone, he says, yes, but we have to explain. Samjhana padega logon ko, it is consciousness. And Sri Ramakrishna scolds that this is one problem of you Calcutta people, always giving lecture to others. You don't understand yourself, নিজেই বোঝে না, অন্যদের শেখাতে হবে. In Bengali he says. So, image is not in the sense of an object. The object is also not an object. Object is ultimately consciousness. So that is the deep inner idea of the worship of images. You know, when you say idol, the philosopher Arindam Chakravarti has a nice way of playing with words. He says, what is the objection to worshipping idols? It is the idol. I-doll, D-O-L-L doll. जो क्या कहते हैं उसको गुड़िया. I means ego. Doll. वो ego रूपी जो गुड़िया है उसको लेके आप उसको वर्शिप करना शुरू कर दोगे तब गलत है ये. So we are all worshipping the idol. Don't give them ideas. iMac, iPad, iPhone, they will make idol now. I saw a cartoon. One little child is standing there and showing proudly, iPad. And then there is this elder sister is standing and saying, iMac computer. And the mother is standing and showing phone, iPhone. And in the background, father is standing like this with a grim face and saying, I paid. Nedam yadidam upasate. It is not what you worship here as this. It's not an object. This is the deeper meaning of the Hindu worship of images. So, now a grand truth is revealed. That you, the consciousness, you are not the body or brain or nervous system. It works through the brain and nervous system. You are not the mind. You are not even an object. Neither the known nor the unknown. Known, unknown, both are objects. And consciousness is not many. It is one. So it's not many. And then finally, not dual, non-dual. Therefore, world, body, mind, everything is again included in consciousness. There is only one reality, which appears as subject and as object. Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi. So this is the teaching. Tatvamasi, aham brahmasmi. It's complete now. Then, now the time for test. Now the teacher will ask question to the student. So you have to be careful in Q&A session. You better have good questions, otherwise I'll ask question. The teacher asks the student, have you realized, have you known Brahman? Trick question. Because if the student says yes, teacher has already taught, it is other than the known. You can't know it. And if you say, I know it, then finished, it's wrong. You have not understood my teaching. And if the student says, I don't know it, well, then you have failed. The whole goal was to become enlightened. So the teacher asks, do you think you know Brahman? Student says yes. If you think you know Brahman, then you know very little indeed. You know very little in yourself and very little in this universe. Brahman as this universe, Brahman as yourself. Yadi manyase suvedeti davramevapi nunam tvam vaivitha brahmano rupam yadasya tvam yadasya deveshvatanu mimamsyamevate manye viditam. Then how difficult to get out of this trap. You can't say I know. You can't say I do not know. If you say I know, but Brahman is not knowable, how do you know? Whatever you know is not Brahman. If you say I don't know, failed, F grade, because you wanted to know Brahman, you have not known. So what to do? Then the teacher says, Mimamsyam evate. Do mimamsa. This is an ancient word. Mimamsa means inquiry. Not all inquiry. Pujita vichara. Reverential inquiry. Here are the Vedic texts. Conduct a reverential inquiry into them to extract their meaning. It is the real nature of Vedanta. When we say Vedanta is Upanishads, in the morning I said, if you ask a Pandit, what is Vedanta? Immediately he will say Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa. That is the Shastriya name for Vedanta. Uttara Mimamsa. The later, the Mimamsa which comes later. What is the Mimamsa which comes earlier? The ritualistic portion of the Vedas, the Karmakanda portion of the Vedas. There's a huge literature, Vedic literature. Most of us, we don't study it now. It's not relevant also so much now because we have replaced those Vedic ritualisms with our modern puja, Hindu puja. And instead of the Vedic gods, now we worship God in the form of various Ishta Devatas in Hinduism today. But the Vedic texts which deal with ritualism, Karmakanda, the analysis of those texts, what do they mean? Analysis of those texts was called Purva Mimamsa, earlier Mimamsa. The analysis of the Upanishadic sentences is called Uttara Mimamsa. So therefore, in the morning I said, what is Vedanta? Vedanta Nama Upanishad Pramanam. Or another name of Vedanta is Uttara Mimamsa, a traditional name. Mimamsa means reverential inquiry. And the teacher tells the student, do Mimamsa. Once again, listen, reason it out. Try to see if you can get it, what I taught. After that, the student says, I know Brahman. Again he says. And you can imagine the teacher getting wild, getting very annoyed. I told you it cannot be known. The student is saying, wait. Student is smarter than the teacher. Gen Z. So, student is saying, wait. Naham manye suvedeti no na vedeti vedacha yonas tad veda no na vedeti vedacha. He says, I am not saying that I know Brahman. So you don't know? No, I know. It is not that I do not know, but it is not that I know either. And then he looks at the other students who must be scratching their heads. Kya bol raha hai? He says, those amongst us who have understood my statements that I know, but I do not know also. They know. Wahi log samjhaye. And the teacher is very happy with this answer. Why is he happy? Because the student has pointed out, given back to the teacher's own teaching, but in his own language. What did the teacher say? Anya deva tad vidita datho avidita dathi. Other than the known, other than the unknown. Atman, the real nature of the self, is other than the known, other than the unknown. And what did the student say? Not that I know it, because it's other than the known. But not that I do not know it, because other than the unknown. So the same thing that student has said to the teacher. Now, the genius of the student is, he has put it in his own words. In our school, we used to say, please give the answer in your own words. Don't memorize and repeat back. If you memorize and repeat back, how will the teacher know whether we have understood or not? I always give the example of this great philosopher, Wittgenstein. He was maybe the greatest Western philosopher in the 20th century. More and more people are appreciating him now. So one day in the class when he would teach, and the students, they were all advanced students there, doctoral students. Many of them became famous philosophers later on. This is in Cambridge University, just before the Second World War. During that. So there, the students saw, whenever they would say, Professor, you have said this, and Wittgenstein would say, no, I did not say it. Maha mushkil hai. Whatever you say, I have not said it, although you are saying what he has actually said. So one student, he wrote down whatever the professor had said. Next class he said, Professor, you said like this, and Wittgenstein said, no, I did not say that. And then he said, no, you said it. Look, these are the very words you have used. And Wittgenstein said, but you don't mean by those words what I mean. You are using the same words, but you don't. This is a subtle thing. You can use the same words, but not get it, the inner meaning of it. So similarly, here the student is brilliant. He has used his own words to convey the same meaning of the teacher's words without using the words of the teacher. So the teacher is very happy. And the teacher wants to explain it to the rest of us. What did the student say? Yasya matam tasya matam yasya na vedasa avijñātam vijānatam vijñātam avijānatam. Those who feel I have known it, they have not known it. Those who feel I have not known it, they have known it. For it is known to those who do not know and unknown to those who know. I hope it is clear now. This is the beauty of the Kena Upanishad. Thousands of years ago. Today also we appreciate the humor of it, the brilliance of it, the way it is put. Those who think they know it, what do they mean? What do we mean by knowing? I have seen it, or heard it, or smelt it, tasted, touched it, or I have read it, I have thought about it, I put it into language, into formula. That way it cannot be known. Those who think we have known it, they do not know. They maybe have got hold of something else and then they are thinking it's Brahman. I sometimes find in the class, after some time someone will ask, so energy is like this, Swamiji, in physics, so is that Brahman? But that's an object, that's also knowable. Someone asked a sadhu in Uttarakhand that these days Vaigyanics, physicists are working on the theory of everything. They are trying to find one equation which will capture the entire universe. So if they find it, will that be Advaita, non-duality? So he said, very interesting answer. He said, he is not educated in science, but he considered it and he said, tab wo jadadvaita hoga. an Advaita of the object, of the insentient universe. It still leaves out the observer, leaves out the consciousness which is experiencing that. So, those who think that they know it, they do not know it. Those who do not know it, they think we do not know it, they know it. Now be careful here. Just because one person says, I don't know it, does not mean he's enlightened. Otherwise, all the people going in the street outside, do you know Brahman? Swamiji is asking, they will say, yeah, I don't know Brahman. Oh, you are enlightened, you are the great one. You don't know Brahman. No, not like that. It's meant for students of Vedanta who have thoroughly understood this question of sensory knowledge, intellectual knowledge, linguistic expression, and all of them cannot capture Brahman or consciousness, what I am apart from body, mind. All this has been done. For that person is being said that if you realize it cannot be objectified, and yet it is here, it is I, myself, then you know. Having said this, now the teacher teaches the climax of the Upanishad. This is the final teaching. Pratibodha viditam matam amritatvam hi vindate atmana vindate viryam vidyaya vindate amritam iha cheda veditata satyamasti no chediha vedit mahati vinashti bhuteshu bhuteshu vichitya dhira pretya asmad lokad amrita bhavanti. In every experience, when you experience Brahman, then you are fully enlightened. Pratibodha viditam matam. And then, what is the result? Amritatvam hi vindati. You attain enlightenment. By cultivating the mind, the fitness for realization is attained. Atmana vindate viryam. And then the knowledge will give you enlightenment. Vedanta will give you enlightenment. Vidyaya vindate amritam. The result will be immortality. In this life itself, one who realizes it has attained the goal of life. If in human birth we do not realize it, if we do not become enlightened, great is the destruction. I'm translating what the teacher said. Great is the destruction means great is our loss. The one precious thing which can be attained in human life, that we have missed. We should not miss it. And Bhuteshu bhuteshu vichitya dhira. In every being, you discern this. Discern this means not body, not mind, pure consciousness. Yeah. And then you attain to immortality. So this is the whole teaching. We will concentrate for the next few minutes on this very short and stunning statement. Pratibodha veditam matam. What is full enlightenment? In every experience when you realize Brahman. In every experience. Notice the dramatic U-turn. Till now, what did the teacher say? He was using the language of not this, not this. Here, the student asked a question, how do I see, how do I hear, how do I think, how do I speak? And the teacher was saying, not by the ears, by the ear of the ear, not by the eyes, by the eye of the eye, not by the mind of the mind. It's neti language. Na tatra chakshur gacchati na vag gacchati no manah. The eyes cannot see it, the speech cannot express it, the ears cannot hear it, the mind cannot think about it. Neti, not this. Making it more and more abstract, more and more subtle. Other than the known, other than the unknown. Anya deva tad vidita adi, ato avidita adadi. Other than the known, other than the unknown. And then even more subtle. He says, that which the eyes cannot see, but by which the eyes are able to see. That which the ears do not hear, by which the ears are able to hear. That which the mind cannot think about, by which the mind is thinking. And even more subtle, that to those who do not know, it is known. To those who know, it is unknown. It is not that I know it. It's not that I do not know it. All of it is negative, neti language. Now suddenly the teacher reverses. He says, it is known all the time. Whenever you see something, Brahman is being realized. Whenever you hear something, Brahman is being heard. Whenever you speak, whenever you think, in every conscious experience, Brahman is revealed. Prati bodha viditam matam. Choicelessly, effortlessly, instantaneously, always available. When that is the status, then you are fully enlightened. What an amazing statement. Till now he had made it very rarefied, extremely subtle, sounds very, very abstract. Now he's opening it out to every experience, in every experience, putting it in devotional language. When God is available to us in every experience, when God is available to us in every being, then you are fully enlightened. Or in Sri Ramakrishna's language, when I close my eyes, God is there. When I open my eyes, God is not there. What kind of God is that? That means with eyes closed and eyes open, I experience. Sri Ramakrishna says, rising to the top of the house, on the roof. You leave behind ground floor, plus first floor, the staircase, go to the roof. And then you see what the roof is made of. The same concrete, the same bricks, same cement. And then you look back, the entire house is made of the same thing. So by neti one rises to pure consciousness. To Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. How? Mano buddhyahankara chittani na aham. No, neti. Then you come to Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. And then you look back. Mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. That Shankaracharya is not said in that. The Panchabhuta, the 5 elements, the body itself, all is Brahman. All is Brahman in what sense? They are all nothing but Brahman. They are all appearances in Brahman. Brahman is the reality in which they are all appearing. They do not exist other than Brahman. So, pratibodha viditam matam. We will dwell a little bit on this, then we will stop. This amazing statement. Such a short, half a sentence. Pratibodha viditam matam. Bodha, experience. Pratibodha, in every experience. Viditam, you realize Brahman. That is the fullest enlightenment. How? What does it mean? What does pratibodha viditam matam mean? I'll give 5 meanings. The last 2 meanings, 4th and 5th, are actually what the Upanishad wants to say, the Bhashya also, Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya wrote 2 Bhashyas on this. The only Upanishad on which Shankaracharya has written 2 independent commentaries. Padabhashya, Vakya Bhashya. So what Shankaracharya means to say, what the Upanishad means to say, 4th and 5th meanings. That is the real meaning. But first, trailer. In cinema hall, they will give trailer. In food, appetizer they give. So appetizer first. 3 nice meanings are there, but then we'll go deeper. First meaning, pratibodha is to, in Sanskrit, to awaken. Somebody is sleeping, so you awaken. Now, what is enlightenment? Where we are awakened by the Upanishads, by the teacher, the Guru and the Vedanta awakens us. We have been sleeping. Swami Vivekananda's lion roar, arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. That is pratibodha, awakening. Awakening to our real nature. Awakening from the sleep of ignorance. We have been sleeping for many lifetimes. And we awaken to a sense of our real, who am I? For the first time I realize, oh, this is what I am. You are awakened to the glory of your own self. So that is first meaning of pratibodha. Already a grand meaning, awaken. The second one, awakening somebody. So Guru and the text awakens us. The second meaning is the flip side of this. Pratibodha means to wake up. Guru and the text will awaken us, but my waking up is also called pratibodha. I have been sleeping the sleep of ignorance. I do not know who I am. I thought I was this jiva, destined for suffering. From lifetime to lifetime I am wandering. This is my idea about myself. I am this poor fellow. I awaken to my nature. I do not wander. I am not born. I do not die. I am limitless awareness. This awakening to my own nature, this is also called pratibodha. Second meaning. First meaning, awakening someone, waking someone up. Guru and that Vedanta wakes us up. Second meaning, your own waking up, my own waking up. I have awakened. I now see. I have woken up to my real nature. Second meaning of pratibodha. Third meaning, pratibodha means bodha turned inwards. Prati means inwards, like pratyahara, inwards. Pratibodha. You see, the Upanishad says, what is the obstacle to our realization? We all know, we have all read Vedanta, we'll say, ajnana, avidya, ignorance. That's fine. But why is it so difficult? We have studied Vedanta, we are hearing. That's why you say, Swami, I've been hearing all these things before you were born. Still I am not enlightened. So, we are hearing these teachings. Then why was it so difficult? Upanishad says the difficulty is this. Paranchikhani vyatrinat swayambhu tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman. Upanishad says that our senses are turned outwards. And so all our awareness flows outwards. We see, we hear, we smell, we taste, we touch. We think about people and events outside. We're constantly busy with the world. This constant busyness. Now, few years back actually, I was telling these things, the same Upanishad, same thing I was talking. Another speaker, it was a panel, another speaker, this lady, she was actually an ambassador of our country to another country. So, very learned person. She stood up and said, Swamiji said, we are busy with the world. If that was so, then also I would be happy. But we are not busy with the world. We are busy with this. Everywhere you go. In train, in station, in plane, in Vedanta class also. We are busy. We are not even busy with the world. We are busy with the virtual world. Vedanta says this world is imagination. We have put one more imaginary world on top of this world. And we are busy with that. Paranchikani vetrinat swayambhu. For some reason, it is put in nice humorous language, with Upanishadic language. The Lord who has designed this body-mind has damaged it as it were. By pointing us outwards. So we see the world, but we do not see na antaratman. We do not see who we are, what we are. Of course, it's not damaged because the purpose of the senses and the mind is to engage with the world. That's all right. But our attention is continuously outside. And that's why. So therefore, what is the solution? Kaschid dhira pratyagatmanamaikshat avritta chakshur amritatvam icchan. Some great qualified seeker, sincere seeker, became enlightened. How? Avritta chakshu, not literally closing the eyes, turning the attention inwards. For a while, not being so concerned with the world. For a while. The same thing which the sadhu said, ye Vedanta na Mahatma ji, thoda hatke hota hai. So you step back a little bit and turn inwards. Avritta chakshur, why will someone do that? Amritatvam icchan, desiring immortality, desiring transcendence of suffering, desiring fulfillment. What did he do? Instead of being engaged with the world, turned inwards. So this is called pratibodha. The usual meaning of bodha, flowing outwards. See how tightly this is connected with the student's question. First question, where did it began? Where did it begin? How do I see? How do I hear? So it began with seeing, with hearing. And the teacher is saying, this pratibodha is the seeing, hearing and all are bodha. Pratibodha, reverse it. So turning the attention inwards to who am I, not what is all this, to who am I. So these are first three meanings. Let me give you the real meaning. These are not the meanings in the Upanishad actually. But all good, all solid, worthwhile, worth contemplating on. The real meaning of pratibodha viditam matam. This is the jewel. If there's one thing you take away from this retreat, take this away. Pratibodha viditam matam. In every experience, seeing God. Even if I cannot, that is the goal. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what is available. That's what is possible. What does it mean? Two meanings. Fourth meaning and fifth meaning. Fourth meaning is, whenever we are experiencing something, pure consciousness is already available there. It is like this. Whenever I'm seeing something, my attention is on what I'm seeing. I'm seeing all of you. I'm seeing this magnificent hall, the decorations, the lighting. So these are all objects. My attention is there. But it's also a fact. Whatever I am seeing, the eyes are there. If I'm seeing you, the eyes are there. If I'm seeing the carpet, the eyes are there. If I'm seeing the ceiling, the eyes are there. If I'm seeing the decorations, the eyes are there. If I see anything, the eyes have to be there. There's no doubt about it. So, in one sense, when I see something, when I see the bottle, not only the bottle is revealed, but eyes are also revealed. Because it is by the activity of the eyes that I am able to see the bottle. By seeing the bottle, I also should acknowledge, not only I see the bottle, my eyes are working. It is my eyes are known whenever I see anything. When I see the bottle, only bottle is known. When I see the phone, only phone is known. But when I see the bottle, eyes are known. When I see the phone, eyes are known. In seeing everything, the eyes are known indirectly. In that sense, whenever I experience anything, in any bodha, in seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, remembering, enjoying, suffering, waking, dreaming, and sleeping, what is being revealed? Consciousness is being revealed. Think about it this way. Our experiences of seeing are diverse. We see so many things. But in all that, consciousness is the same. Then hearing is so different from seeing. See, when you see something, this is the experience. Close your eyes and hear the sound. That is the experience. There's such different experiences. A visual experience, an auditory experience. Internally, the feel, the phenomenology of them is very different. And yet something is common, utterly common to both of them. And that I am aware, that I am conscious. And it is true of smelling, of tasting, of touching. The same awareness, Upanishad says, it lights up my thinking, imagination, memory, sense of ego, the intellect, comprehension, my curiosity, my boredom, my pleasure, my pain, all of them are lit up by the same consciousness. My activities in the world, when I am talking, when I am sitting, when I am eating, when I am walking, all of them are experienced by the same consciousness. My entire waking, dreaming, and sleeping. So my sensory experiences, my mental experiences, emotional experiences, my actions, my waking, dreaming, sleeping, they're all experienced by one consciousness. Therefore, in all these experiences, in the entire experience of life, what is being revealed again and again and again? Consciousness, consciousness, consciousness. This is the meaning of pratibodha viditam matam. And remember, what kind of consciousness is this? This is immortal. Body is mortal. Body is born and body dies. It is beyond depression, excitement, and misery. Mind gets depressed, excited, or miserable. Consciousness is beyond that. This consciousness is being revealed to me in and through every experience. What an amazing thing. Every experience becomes a gateway to God experience. And this is the meaning of pratibodha viditam matam. What do you have to do? Just as by seeing the bottle, our attention is generally on the bottle, but I can turn my attention, by seeing the bottle, I go back my attention to the eyes and I say, I recognize my eyes are seeing the bottle. Similarly, when I'm experiencing the universe, instead of getting too caught up with the person, the event, and the problem, or with my own thoughts also, we sometimes stay in our own thoughts. Either we are present to the world or we are lost in our own thoughts. But he's saying, pratibodha viditam matam, turn inwards from the world, turn inwards from the thoughts, and recognize, I am Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. Recognize, not as a mantra, don't repeat it. See, it's a fact. These are facts. Vedanta, this is another great thing to notice. Vedanta is supposed to be recognized as a fact, not repeated as a mantra. Again, revered Swami Atmapriyanji, he told me, when they had sannyasa from revered Gambhirananji Maharaj, the 11th president of our order. So he said the young sannyasis, after the day of sannyasa, early morning they went. Any questions? And they said, the Swamiji said, we asked Swami Gambhirananji, Maharaj, you have given us Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi. So we want to know how many times we have to repeat it. It's like a mantra. We are used to mantra. How many times you have to repeat? And then Swami Gambhiranji was always a man of few words. He says, it is for realization, it is not for repetition. Any other question? You may go. So, Vedanta is for realization. It's not for repetition. It's not a mantra. Pratibodha viditam matam. You recognize. It's already a fact. So, this is the fourth meaning. The fifth meaning is even more stunning. Last meaning. See, in the fourth meaning, we are turning inwards. We are using the object to turn inwards. We are using any experience to turn towards consciousness. But the last meaning says, in every experience, whatever the object is experienced, that is also Brahman. This man is Brahman, this woman is Brahman, this chair is Brahman, this Akasha, this Vayu, this Agni, this Jala, this Prithvi, the Panchabhutas, all of them are shining in Brahman. Brahman alone is appearing in all these forms. Pratibodha viditam matam. The fifth meaning is Sri Ramakrishna's looking back from the roof at the rest of the house, saying it is all made of the same thing as the roof. Every object that we experience is not an object. It is pure consciousness appearing to itself as an object. To recognize the Brahman nature of everything. What is this world? Prakriti, Parinama, Brahma Vivarta, Brahma Swarupa. 3 stages of understanding. One way of looking at this world is I am consciousness, and this world is material nature. Time, space, matter, energy. Here evolution rules the roost and it produces this universe. I am the witness of this universe. This is a Sankhyan way. This also will work. This will work. Krishna says in 13th chapter, Prakrityeva karmani kriyamanani sarvasya yapashyati tathatmanam akattaram sapashyati. Prakriti alone is doing everything in this universe. Nature is doing everything in this universe. I am the witness. The one who realizes this, realizes I am the witness consciousness. Akatta. I do not do anything. Because I do not do anything, I am not caught in the chain of karma. Therefore I have moksha. So this is Prakriti Parinama. World is Prakriti Parinama, transformation of nature. This even a scientist will have a materialist will have no objection to. That's what the materialist says. This world is matter. Fine. Just that you have to regard yourself as consciousness. That also is obvious. I am consciousness. Who denies it here? The second step is more advanced. It's not a transformation of matter, of material nature, but an appearance in consciousness. Brahma Vivarta. Like the rope appears as the snake. Similarly, consciousness appears as the experienced universe. The subject appears as its own object, like a dream. So this is a little more advanced. And finally, not a dream, not even a false universe. This itself is Brahman. So whenever we experience anything, we are experiencing Brahman. That's another meaning of, final meaning of Pratibodha Viditam Matam. In every experience, God is experienced. In that case, as Ashokanandaji Maharaj, who was the head of our Vedanta society in Northern California, he used to say, where will I see God? Foolish question. Where will you not see God? Jahan mein dekhu tera hi jalwa. You blaze forth everywhere. In Aparokshanamurti, Shankaracharya says, Brahmanai kriyate sarva vyavahara ajnanatu najananti. It says, all our activities in this world are being done in and through Brahman. People think, people think, Shankaracharya is saying, Brahman is real, world is false. He says, no, everything that you do in the world, you're doing with Brahman. The falsity of the world in Advaita Vedanta is not a teaching. It's a technique to reach the teaching. What is the teaching? Brahman. Non-dual Brahman. Ekameva Dvitiyam. That's the teaching. It's Brahmavada, not Mayavada. So sometimes Dvaitavadis will attack Advaitavadis, big fight. They will say, Ko Vishesha. Advaitins, they will say, what is the speciality in Advaita Vedanta? The Advaitins will say, we are not Mayavadis, we are Brahmavadis. They say, but we are also, Vayamapi Brahmavadina. The Advaitins will say, we are also Brahmavadi. Ko Vishesha. What is special about you? About you, special is Maya only, isn't it? So you are Mayavad. And Maya, another meaning of Maya is Mithya. So you are Mithyavadis. No. That is not the ultimate teaching of Advaita Vedanta. The teaching about the falsity of the world is meant to show the non-duality of Brahman. So Brahma Swarupa. And this is the meaning of Pratibodha Viditam Matam. Now you don't have to turn around. I am seeing the person, then I am consciousness experiencing the person, so I'm turning around from there, Pratibodha. But instead of turning around, there, I see Brahman there. There, I see Brahman there. Here and there, everywhere. In every object, sentient and insentient. But that's the final position. Pratibodha Viditam Matam. Shivagyane Jiva Seva, Sri Ramakrishna's great teaching of service to all beings. seeing them to be Shiva, knowing them to be Shiva, is based on this, is the final position. Swami Vivekananda's extension of all this. My God the poor, my God the starving, my God the ignorant, my God the sick, my God the wicked. These are the objects of my special worship. He's not being rhetorical there. He's saying the Brahman we find in the Upanishads is standing in front of you. He's half naked, he's starving, he is sick. And therefore, our worship should be in the form of service. So all these follows later. These are all extensions by Swami Vivekananda. But they all come from Pratibodha Viditam Matam. I actually ended 2 minutes ahead of time. 3:58. But they'll get more time for question answers. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Rupanamastu. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Swamiji, for your insightful and illuminating talk. Now there will be question answer session. Please try to understand the system. The system is that our volunteer will stand with a microphone here near the stage. And those of you who want to ask questions will have to come forward and stand in a row. 5 gentlemen and 5 ladies to begin with can come forward, come here, take a microphone and ask question. That is going to be the
Volunteer
system.
can raise your hand. Yes, come. Queue up here. Yes. All right. So let's limit it to the person, that last person coming. We have a big response.
Just thank you for your response, but please stick to your question.
Tell us your name and ask the question.
Jai Bhagavad, I'm Dr. Seema. My question is the process of becoming sannyasi a must-have for liberation, or because the word householder itself has egotism?
Yes.
Right?
So this question is an important question. I was in Bhubaneswar before coming here, and one gentleman, very sincerely, in the car, he asked me, I am married, but I have a lot of interest in spirituality. So they see this, but I have interest in spirituality. I am married, but I have a lot of... मैं गृहस्थ हूँ, लेकिन the language he used was, इस लाइन में आपको इंटरेस्ट है, इस लाइन में. But this is a problem. The problem is this. It seems to be that all these things are monopolized by monks. And slowly it has gotten into our culture over centuries that somehow it is meant for sadhus only. It is not practical for us, or it is not even meant for us. But that is not true at all. Throughout the history of Vedanta, there have been equally monastic practitioners and householder practitioners. Enlightened ones who were monks, enlightened ones who were householders. The rishis of the Upanishads, most were householders. The teacher of the Bhagavad Gita and the student were both householders. Krishna and Arjuna were both householders. So throughout the history of Vedanta, there have been householders who are grihasthas, who are jnanis. Why should it be limited only to sannyasi? Brahmachari can become enlightened. Grihastha can become enlightened. Vanaprasthi can become enlightened. Sannyasi can become enlightened. Then what is the special advantage of sannyasa? Special advantage of sannyasa. Sannyasa is a specially created lifestyle which makes it easier for spiritual practice. So it's an advantage. But it's created specially, artificially you might even say, so that there's nothing else to be done except the cultivation of spirituality. But if you have other things to do, in that case, is it not possible to be spiritual? Is it not possible especially to practice Advaita Vedanta? No, it is very much possible. Very much possible. The only thing is, tyaga, renunciation, is necessary for spiritual growth. And this renunciation has to be an internal renunciation. For sannyasi also, external and internal. For the grihastha, internal. That internal renunciation is necessary. The story that I like about it, like I tell about this, is that monkey who was stealing the fruits from the farmer. And the farmer decided to punish the monkey. So he put one banana in a very narrow, it's an old story, narrow jar, he put it in that. And the monkey saw and came carefully and saw the farmer is at a distance. So he put his hand inside that to take the banana out. The banana got stuck. Then the farmer is rushing to beat the monkey with a stick. The monkey can let go of the banana and run away. But it will not greedy, it will not let go. So he gets caught, poor fellow. So similarly, so how will the monkey escape? The monkey has to become a monk. So the monkey mind has to become a monk mind. Internally, there must be this renunciation. What is this renunciation? My goal is God realization. The Lord has put me in samsara. I have husband, wife, children, father, mother, job, community. This is my Kurukshetra. This is my sadhana sthal. This is my ashram. Here alone I will perform tapasya. Here alone I will do Shravana Manan Nididhyasana. And here I will attain God realization. Ramana Maharshi, some lady asked, is it necessary to become a monk to be enlightened, to realize who am I? He said, no, mother, you can realize anywhere. Then she asked, then why are you sitting in a cave? He said, that is my prarabdha karma. I am sitting here, you are working in a kitchen. But both of us can become enlightened. So, we must accept both. You see, at one time it was both Grihastha and Sannyasi Parampara. But because the great, stunning contribution of Shankara and his disciples, but on the other hand, that impression came on our minds that one has to become like that, outwardly. But that's not possible for the whole society to become outwardly like that. It also depends a lot on our prarabdha karma, who gets an opportunity and does not get an opportunity. Many people say, it's too late now. I got married when I was young, but now at this stage I realize I would have preferred to be a monk like you. So our prarabdha karma did not allow at that time. My interest was not there at that time. That's all right. Whenever we become interested in spiritual life, the main thing is to start spiritual life. It need not even be Advaita. You can do a devotional approach also, bhakti. So, yes. Is it necessary to be a monk to become enlightened? Answer is no. It is helpful. It is a powerful aid. And we must, in householder life, we must take learning from the monastic life. What are the lessons you can learn from that which are applicable? Yes, that's all. Yes. Tell us your name. Yes.
I just need to know what makes the memory transfer to the next birth.
What makes the memory transfer to the next birth? So I'm Atman, pure consciousness alone. There is no memory in this pure consciousness. It's just awareness. I can understand. Body will die, but awareness, maybe it continues, because if it's not brain-based, even when the brain is dead, consciousness can continue, probably. But then let us explain. We want to know, we say we have many lives. How do I go to the next life? Because the body is dead. Pure consciousness does not carry any memory. Atman does not carry. So in between pure consciousness and the body, there is another entity called the subtle body, Sukshma Sharira. There is Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and some other thing called the Karana Sharira. Beyond that is the Atman, pure consciousness. This Sukshma Sharira is nothing very mysterious. Right now we all feel it. This body is the Sthula Sharira, physical body. In this body, we have thoughts, emotions, memories, desires. Right now we can all experience. That is called the subtle bodies. The antakarana, the pranas, the sensory powers, this whole bundle is called the subtle body. So what happens is, when the physical body dies, the subtle body still survives. It goes and to other lokas and finally gets another physical body. And that memory is carried in the subtle body. Some of it is accessible, some of it is not accessible. In this life itself, how much do we remember? Last week what we ate, we don't remember. So last life, who knows? But it is transferred. It is transferred. Yes, yes. Arjuna had asked Krishna.
That if I don't get spirituality in
Yes,
this life,
yes.
then what is the use of my doing all this?
All right. So that is the...
Answer that in the next verse, you will start from where you have left.
Yes.
So how does that memory?
Yes. So that is the context. He is asking the question in the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is asking the question for all of us. Suppose I don't get enlightenment in this life. We all feel, I am not qualified. And Krishna also, he says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. After the culmination of many lifetimes, the enlightened one worships me as Vasudeva, seeing God in everything. Pratibodha viditam matam. So we feel after many lifetimes. So I am a beginner. Maybe it will take many lifetimes. I saw one video, very encouraging video. There is a great Vaishnava saint now in Vrindavan. His name is Premanandaji Maharaj. I saw a video where another very scholarly monk is telling him, Mahatmaji, you are saying all these things, but it takes a long time, many lifetimes. Krishna himself has said, Bahunam janmanam ante, at the end of many lives. And that Vaishnava sadhu, he said, Yahi wo janma hai Mahatmaji, yahi wo janma hai. This is the lifetime in which you will attain liberation and you will get knowledge and moksha. You will attain God. See that attitude. That attitude. I will attain God realization here and now. Why not? You are Brahman. What can stop you? The Kashmiri Shaivas, they have a doctrine. Because according to Kashmiri Shaivism, we are all Shiva. Our real nature is Shiva. But why can't I realize that? I think I am Jiva. But my real nature is Shiva. Why can't I realize it? So their doctrine is, Advaita will say ignorance. Their doctrine is, how can ignorance stop Shiva? Does Shiva have ignorance? No. They say it is the play, the vilasa of Shiva. It is the ichcha. By your own will, you have become the Jiva and you are playing at being a Jiva. See, then I don't want to be. I want to be enlightened. Well, now you will play at being a sadhaka. Well, I want to realize Shiva. Well, now you are playing as a sadhaka. The day you really want to realize Shiva, you will realize Shiva. Nothing can stop you at any stage. Now, the precise question is, Krishna had said, next life you will start where you have stopped in this life. You will again continue your sadhana. And he says, this purva abhyasena riyate avashopisa. By the force of past practice, you will be swept away. Even if if you feel, the young person, boy or girl may say, I am not interested in spirituality. But some things will happen and the whole life will be transformed. And they will be swept away by the force of past life. Purva, by practices done in many lives. Purva abhyasena riyate, helplessly swept away. Now he's asking, how will it function? Because we don't remember our past lives. So Sri Krishna there is not talking about memory. He is not talking about memory. We think if I remember, then I will be spiritual. No, actually look at our own present lives. We remember many things. All the mistakes I have made, I remember and I commit the same mistake again. All my Gita shlokas I remember, but I don't practice. All Vedanta class is nice. I've got so many notes. I remember one Brahmachari Maharaj was there with us. When we were new Brahmacharis, so our Bade Maharaj used to give classes, daily class. And this Brahmachari, my friend, he would sit there and everything Maharaj would say, would scribble furiously, diary after diary. What not he was writing, we don't know. But he would go on. After 3 years, when the time came for him to go to Belur Math for his training, he called me. He said, Maharaj, I'll give you something very valuable. I knew what he was going to give. I said, no, thank you very much. You keep it. So many diaries. It is all there in the diary. It is there in the memory also. But I don't practice. So memory will not make you spiritual. Memory will not make us spiritual. What makes us spiritual? Samskaras, tendencies. This practice that we have done in past lives, it becomes an unstoppable tendency. You will feel like reading spiritual books. You will feel like going to Mahatmas and going to ashramas. You will like temples and meditation rooms. So this pull will be there. You cannot explain why. Same family. One child is interested, another child is not interested. No memories there of past life. But purva abhyasa. There is a great power from purva abhyasa, which is pushing you along. So memory is there, but it's not accessible. But what will actually pull you along in future lives? The practice done in this present life, which has become a samskara, tendency. Samskara will be in the subtle body. That's why you will see the nature, two children born in the same family, a little different from each other. Then, thank you.
One question per person. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Tell us your name and us. Oh, so people have come from different cities also. How many have come from outside Pune? Oh my God, just look. How many people? Huh? Yes, yes.
Maharaj, I'm your student from class 3.5 years. I'm listening. Maharaj, now you say neti.
Yes.
Actually, means by doing all your listening, all your teach and everything, we have realized that nama rupa vyavahara, what we have, if we do neti in that, we can realize who we are. I need a clarification.
Yes. The nama rupa vyavahara, if you do neti. Neti means I realize, I recognize I am not this. See, I am putting on a shirt. It's intimately connected to the body. But I know I am not this. I don't have to do neti. I am not the shirt. I don't have to say. But with the body, a problem starts. I am not the body, but I feel as if I am the body. So I have to do neti on this. How? I am, the body is ever changing. I am never changing. The body is an object. I am the subject. The body is not conscious. I am conscious. So how can I be the body? Notice that in the waking, I feel the body is there. In dream, I have a whole different experience. Body is lying on the bed. I have no awareness of the body. So this distinction between myself and the body, this distinction has to be brought about by neti. Yes. Then an appreciation arises that I am the witness consciousness. Yes. Yes.
Adding with this, ekatvam, samatvam, vyaktitvam, with that we can identify as a Brahman, not identify, we can realize that we are Brahman and we can continue with that.
Where are you pulling this from? Ekatvam, samatvam, from Ashtavakra?
No, by listening all this.
Yes. In Ashtavakra it's there, in one chapter, 4 verses are there, 4 or 5 verses, where it says the nature of reality is, first of all, asangatvam, non-attached to anything. Then, mithyatvam, that is jagat mithyatvam. Then it establishes oneness, because all of these are not separate from me, so we are all one reality. And then samatvam, everything is actually the same. So much difference we see in the world, but truly to the jnani, everything is samarasa, everything, no bheda, no difference. The same divinity is present in all beings. Yes. So these are all powerful things to meditate upon and see as a fact. Yes, it's a fact. I feel stuck to a person, to a behavior, to some situation, to some thoughts, but you are not stuck. You are a sangha. I feel I am small, this world is outside. No, this world is your own projection. That's the meaning of mithyatvam. Therefore, oneness. I feel difference. No, Vedanta says oneness. We are all one being. We are not separate small beings. And then, samatvam. We see so much difference. Rich and poor, likable and hateful. We have strong likes and dislikes. That will become less. The differences will become less. I'll be more at ease in life. More at ease with people. Happy in solitude, happy in the company of people. It says the jnani is the one who enjoys solitude in a crowd. In a crowd, when thousands of people are there, the jnani enjoys solitude. Because he knows there's only one consciousness here. And there's only one being here. I am the only one. Yeah.
Pranam Swamiji, my name is Vivekananda. I'm from Pune only. My question was, you mentioned earlier about Ramana Maharshi. And I have read that he has mentioned his ultimate experience was Ajatavada. So is it somewhat different from Advaita, or is it the same thing that there is no universe, there is no seeker, there is nothing?
That is Ajatavada. Ajatavada is that if something had been created, that would be erased. That could have been negated. But if nothing has been created, what will be negated? Brahman alone exists. It's the theory of non-origination. So this same Advaita can be explained at 3 levels. Srishti Drishtivada, Drishti Srishtivada, and Ajatavada. These are three paradigms. They are not three different Advaitas. Not that Ajatavada is some kind of Brahman plus plus and no. So what is the difference between these? These are different ways of viewing the world. If I feel the world exists regardless of me, that's our common sense idea. The world was there and I was born into this world. And the world is vast, I am a tiny part of it. I will come and go, the world will continue. So if this is our feeling, and that's a common sense feeling, then we are in Srishti Drishtivada. Srishti means creation of the universe. Universe has been created, then I come to see the universe. But then one step further, Drishti Srishtivada, that I am seeing the universe. That is the universe. There is no universe apart from my seeing, apart from my experiencing. The universe I experience is the only universe that there is. It's not that there is something outside. And finally, what universe? Brahman alone exists. That is Ajatavada. How do you understand these three? They are based on the three models of waking, dreaming, sleeping. In our waking world, we feel, I am part of this, all these are real beings separate from me. In our dream, the dream paradigm is whatever I saw, whoever I saw in the dream was nothing other than me. And deep sleep is there is nothing else, there is no object at all. There is not even the sense of an individual I. So that subject, object are becoming one. That happens in deep sleep. So that is the paradigm for Ajatavada. Dream state is the paradigm for Drishti Srishtivada. And waking state is the paradigm for Srishti Drishtivada. Who are these meant for? They say that these also depend on degrees of Vairagya. If you have tremendous Vairagya, then one can adopt Drishti Srishtivada. And superlative Vairagya, one can adopt Ajatavada. But Srishti Drishtivada is best for all of us, most of us. Yes.
Brahman is aware of himself because Brahman is God is not, cannot be known, is not beyond known and unknown, and all is what are given about the things. So, Brahman, when you reach that state of enlightenment or silence, when that state is Brahman only is there, in that state Brahman is aware of his own Satyananda nature. Because ocean is aware of ocean without waves.
Yes, that is the question, a good question. No, wait, let me finish this. This is a subtle question, deep question. Some of you are feeling cold. I'm seeing everybody's putting on sweater. Maybe we can adjust the temperature, reduce the AC, maybe too strong. So they will adjust, don't worry. So all that. Brahman is aware of itself or not? Because our awareness seems to be, yes, I am consciousness. But the moment I have an object, then I have an experience. Consciousness plus object is equal to experience. Suppose you remove all the objects, only consciousness exists, then it will be like no experience at all. Brahman is just light, but nothing is seen in that light. Is that so? It's a subtle question. This is the point in which Kashmiri Shaivism criticizes Advaita Vedanta. It says the ultimate nature of reality, Shiva, is Prakasha Vimarsha. This is the Advaitic Brahman is Prakasha, light. In Kashmiri Shaivism, Shiva is Prakasha Vimarsha, light which is aware of itself, which is self-reflective, which looks back upon itself. So there is a big debate there. Now what Advaita Vedanta says is twofold. Or you can see from Sankhyan perspective, consciousness and Prakriti and Purusha together, then there is experience. Prakriti will provide you with body, with mind, with senses, with a world, and your consciousness. When you interact with this, then you have experience. But suppose Prakriti is withdrawn completely from consciousness. Will Purusha experience anything or not? It doesn't seem to be. Now, in that case, the question might be, is Brahman dependent on Prakriti in order to experience anything? Even in order to do Vedanta, we are dependent on the body, with the world, with this auditorium, with this body, with Vedanta books. So we are entirely dependent on Prakriti, on Maya. And deeper question will be, Brahman by itself, can it experience anything? The answer is this, from an Advaita perspective. Even when we experience anything in this world, we are using Maya or Prakriti, but Maya is nothing other than Brahman. It is the power of Brahman. It's not that Brahman is dependent on an external source. Suddenly you become dependent on China. Not like that. It is your own power which is producing this universe, displaying this universe and enabling you to have experience. So that way, the non-dual nature of Brahman is not violated. So that's how we have experiences. Brahman through Maya having experiences. But you are asking even more subtle, just Brahman by itself. There we will not say like the Kashmiri Shaivas that Brahman is aware of itself. That is Vimarsha. It's like a face. Follow this very subtle example. Face, you put a mirror. Then you can see your face. So Brahman to see itself, I am Brahman, still requires mind. Mirror. However, here is the thing. When you remove the mirror, you can't say there is nothing. No, I am there with a sense of my own existence. I may not see the face. Similarly, it is said Brahman is Swaprakasha, self-luminous. What is self-luminous? It reveals everything, but it reveals itself also. This light, it reveals everything in this room, but it reveals itself also. To see anything in this room, you need the light. But to see the light, you don't need another light. Similarly, to experience anything, you need Brahman. Brahman will experience. But to experience itself, Brahman does not actually need a mind. So I've given you two answers. Yes, Brahman needs the mind and senses and all that, at least antakarana, to have any experience. But that does not mean Brahman is dependent on anything. Because that mind and antakarana, they are all products of Maya, which is the power of Brahman only. Second, even the mirror example, even without Maya, just Brahman by itself, it is not that, as the Kashmiri Shaivites would attack, it's as good as a stone. It can't experience anything. It doesn't experience anything outside, doesn't experience itself. No. It is Swaprakasha, self-luminous, like the light. Like the sense of the face without the mirror. No. I am self-conscious. You are self. You say, I am aware of myself. That is self-consciousness. Is Brahman like that? No. To be self-conscious requires a mind. The criticism, the Kashmiri Shaivite position is Prakasha, Vimarsha. You are importing the activities of the mind into pure consciousness. Pure consciousness does not do that. So, pure consciousness is just consciousness, Prakasha. However, the Prakasha is Swaprakasha. It illumines others and reveals itself. So it's not that it is objectifying itself, but in a very subtle sense, it is, I will not even say it's aware of itself. It is just light shining. It is not darkness. It is not unknowingness. Quite the opposite. We have to leave it there. No, we have to, there's no time now. Yes.
So, in the first talk, you talked about AI and ChatGPT. So, on my way to Viman in the morning in the metro, the question I wanted to ask, I just had a chat with ChatGPT, just to frame the question in better English.
Yes.
So, I'll read it from the chat so that I don't make any mistake. So, you talked about everything is a manifestation of Brahman. A stone also exists as Brahman, but it has no mind, no awareness, no suffering, and no spiritual search as well.
Yes.
Humans, on the other hand, have self-awareness. We experience suffering and we can seek enlightenment.
Yes.
If both a stone and a human are Brahman, then why is the human form considered special? Is it only because the human mind can reflect consciousness? And if that is true, is this human ability a blessing or a curse? Because it brings both suffering and the possibility of liberation. Also, Brahman, which is ever existing, existed even for earth, life, human, or even universe existed. So if the ultimate reality was already complete without humans, then why does enlightenment seem to apply mainly to the human form? How should we understand the role of human consciousness in a universe that is Brahman, with or without us?
Yes. Good question. Thanks to ChatGPT. Framed a comprehensive question. So let's put it this way. The first part of the question was stone compared to a stone. Yes. So isn't it, how is the human being superior in that case? Because we have suffering and all that. Stone doesn't have suffering. In many ways we are superior. Even just take the case of Brahman itself, from the perspective of Brahman. Brahman is Satchidananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. The stone manifests only existence. It's an existing thing. That existence is borrowed from Brahman. But there is no reflection of Chaitanya there. There is no reflection of Ananda there. It is a low grade of manifestation. The stone is a name and a form. It manifests Brahman, but in a low grade of higher grade of manifestation would be a sentient being, a jiva. Even higher grade of manifestation would be a higher jiva like us, which has intellect, which has the capacity to question and find out and know and understand. So yes, the human form is superior to a stone form, even from the perspective of Brahman. But on the other hand, it's same that same Brahman is there in a stone and in a human being. Just as in your dream, when you see a human being and a stone, actually the human being is you, the dreamer. The stone is also you, the dreamer. So in that sense, both are same. But in the dream itself, you will find the human being is far superior to the stone. Then your question is basically, what is the point of it all? I mean, if I boil down the question, ChatGPT has put it very nicely. But if I boil down the question, it is, if Brahman is the basic reality of this universe, what is the significance of, for example, human consciousness in this universe? So why? All of whatever is there in the universe is manifestations of Brahman. And now the human form is the one in which it is capable of realizing, the manifestations are capable of realizing, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. So therefore there lies the superiority of the human form. If the whole thing is a spiritual journey of Brahman experiencing itself, then it is certainly the human form where it's best experienced. It's like trying to see my face, rock will not show me my face. Water may muddy water may show me my face very vaguely. Clear water will show me my face better. Mirror will do a better job. A polished mirror will do an excellent job of showing me my face. None of them are my real face. The real face is here, but I'm throwing reflections on them and grasping it better and better. Higher and higher evolutions. Swami Vivekananda says, the evolution of nature and the manifestation of Brahman. So the manifestation of Brahman is higher in human beings than in, say, a rock. We can push this question further. Why manifestation? Brahman is perfect. You said Brahman is Satchidananda, the infinite existence, consciousness, bliss. So why does Brahman need manifestation? Why does Brahman need the universe? The answer is, look at what Brahman can do and cannot do. Brahman could, maybe if Brahman remains by itself, does not manifest anything, just pure being, not existing things, but existence. Just consciousness, not conscious experiences. Just Ananda, not blissful experiences. So that's Satchidananda. Then we will complain, what a useless Brahman, did not do anything. And when Brahman does something, we see this samsara and we are struggling in it, oh my God, why has Brahman done all this? Somerset Maugham, the English novelist, he came and met Raman Maharshi. He knew quite a bit of Vedanta. He has got essays on Vedanta actually. He writes in one place when he realizes, when he has heard that Brahman has manifested the universe, he says, one feels Brahman could have left well enough alone. Nahi karta to acha hota. It didn't manifest the universe. No. Two things are possible. No manifestation or manifestation. Brahman is doing both. In deep sleep, no manifestation. Waking, dreaming, manifestation. In Srishti Sthiti, manifestation. In Mahapralaya, no manifestation. So we should be happy. Brahman is providing us the full menu. You be happy. If you don't like this samsara, you will attain moksha. Yes.
Maharaj, a lot of what I was thinking was answered in the previous two.
Tell us your name.
Ananya. So, a lot of what I was thinking was answered in the previous two questions. However, taking it forward in my perspective, when I am meditating in my internal environment, I am aware of my thoughts. Or I am seeing, so I am the witness of my sight or my sense of hearing and everything. before.
Yes.
So I have my perspective, but I don't have the, so I may be able to perceive myself as the witness, as consciousness, but it's a limited consciousness. I don't have the perspective of an atom, or I don't have your perspective, or everybody's perspective in this hall, or making it bigger. All countries or all planets.
I think I get your point. What, can you sharpen it to one question?
So, how to make it bigger?
Yes.
Either internally
How
or
to make it
externally.
bigger? Okay, this is a good question. You are saying I am consciousness. That I understand. She is saying, Ananya is saying that I am aware that I am the witness of my own body internally. I am a witness of my thoughts, my sensory perceptions. But you are also saying it is one consciousness. You are also saying this one consciousness is the only reality of this universe. But I don't experience that. I experience myself as the one consciousness, as a limited consciousness in this Ananya personality. That's all. I don't experience in your personality, his personality, outside this hall. I don't experience in that way. And from the point of view of an insect or a bird, or I don't experience that. Her question is, should be why not? And she said, how to make it bigger. She wants to become bigger. First, I'll give you the direct answer and tell you exactly why we are in this situation. The direct answer, one sadhu said, Anant hone ka jid mat karo. Don't forcefully try to make yourself bigger. No. Why not, Because when you try to forcefully make yourself bigger, I am all of it. It is the mind trying to become all of it. Mind cannot become all of it. The mind is not all of it. This mind is different from that mind. This body is different from that body. And that which is all of it, consciousness, Atman, is already all. You don't have to make it bigger in your language. How to make it bigger? How to make Brahman bigger? You can't. Brahman is already infinite. Then what is the problem here? The problem here is identification with the mind. When I say I have a perspective from this Ananya personality, it is the mind speaking, not consciousness. Just imagine. In deep sleep, is this question possible? When there is no world, no other, no space, no sense of time also, no sense of the body, no sense of the mind, no sense of deep sleep also. Then consciousness which illumines that blankness, is there a question possible? Why only in this why am I not bigger? Those bigger, smaller questions will not arise in deep sleep. When the mind has gone to sleep, this question does not arise. It is from the mind's perspective. The mind has understood Atman, Brahman. Wow, it sounds good. I should become Atman or Brahman. No. You are the witness of the mind. So what should we do? What is the practice now? One should thoroughly see that I am not the body-mind. Instead of trying to become bigger, instead of trying to become all things, first of all, the separation has to be accomplished fully. Even now it is the mind speaking. So I am not this mind. I am that which does not have this question also. This and that story, yaha ya waha, both of them are creations of the mind. Beyond the mind, there is no yaha and waha. There is no ananya in the world. Consciousness alone, no sense of limitation or smallness. So what the stress should be on what I am not, instead of trying to be I am infinite, forcing myself to be infinite. See I am what I am not. That professor I told you about, Arindam Chakravarti, I went to his class and I gave a talk about this Atma Anatma Viveka, separation of consciousness from body-mind. I am not the body, not the mind. I am not the eyes, I am the eye of the eyes, like that. Then he raised so he will throw a challenge. He says, two objects can be separated. But how, you have said that the self is not an object. How can you separate it from not self? I'll repeat the question. Two things can be separated. Bottle can be separated from cap. Both are objects. You can separate. But you are trying to say Atma Anatma Viveka, separation of self from not self. But the self is not an object according to you, according to Advaita Vedanta. Then how will you separate self from not self? They are not two objects. What is the answer? The answer is, that's why in Vedanta we don't actually try to separate self and not self as two objects. We try to see the not self as the not self, that I am not the body, not the mind. The emphasis on neti neti. Not alag karo. Neti neti, I am not this body. What I am not, that should be stressed, that I am not this. What I am will become clear. Yeah.
I did feel that I am not this.
Hmm.
But then I was not everything I did.
Hmm.
Then I was like this one witness.
Yes. You want that feeling that I am everything. Yes. That only God has that feeling. Vishwarupa darshan. Yes. Yeah. There is a technical meaning behind it. The reason is upadhi. If consciousness is associated with body mind, that is the consciousness, this is called Vyashti, individual. If consciousness is associated with Maya, it will get a Ishvara upadhi. That means I am all of it. Right. Question.
Namaste Maharaj, I am Pranav Patil.
Okay, one more thing. Your aim is, you feel you are the wave. It's not that the wave has to expand into the ocean. No, that's not the goal. The wave has to realize I am water. So I am not the wave form, I am water. All waves, entire ocean is also water. I am that water. In which the wave is arising, ocean is also arising. Not that one wave has to become tsunami wave and bigger and bigger and bigger, then the whole ocean will become one wave. Not like that. Yes.
Namaste Maharaj, I am Pranav Patil. I have deliberately left my iPhone at home and have come to attend
Very
this
good.
program. I have attempted small experiments on my own self after listening to your talk. At the outset, I want to have a major clarification that we tend to describe the oneness, the all-pervading, I relate it to ether in some ways, as blissful, happy, joyful state.
Yes.
Could it also be sad, lonely, depressing?
No.
And
Sad, lonely, depressing will not happen. When we realize our limitless nature, then see, these feelings are felt in the mind. The mind will generally be expansive and open and happy. But a good way of verifying this, look at the lives of enlightened ones. Those you consider to be saints in any tradition, does not have to be Advaita, in any tradition. You will find one common thing. They are all very different from each other. But one common thing, none of them is grumbling. None of them is complaining. Enlightened person and grumbling person cannot be the same person. I am enlightened, but I have many grudges, complaints I have got. But no, that cannot be. So the mind will not be limited, will not be complaining, will not feel unhappy, lonely, dejected. It will not.
And my path to do that confined me in the boundaries of my home with my parents. I saw it is so difficult to walk out of the house and yet be completely blissful and joyful, because invariably you end up hurting somebody,
Yes.
killing somebody,
Yes.
maybe stamping some ants with your feet.
Right.
Even the food chain or eating.
Yes. So don't force it. Don't force it. Rather be centered in your real nature as the Atman, then it will express by itself. If you say, otherwise what will happen is, I am this fellow, now I want to be endlessly joyful fellow. That will not happen. First of all, this I am not the body, not the mind, I am limitless consciousness, stay there. You will notice every time you say that it's difficult and I am failing, you have moved from the pure consciousness to body-mind identification. Yes. So we have to now go to the next question. We have to go to the next, because we have run out of time. One more question. And the others, what we will do is, tomorrow. You will get first chance tomorrow. Others from behind. So remember that you ask questions. If you please ask the question.
Namaste, Maharaj. Soumya from Bangalore. So, Maharaj, I wanted you to throw some light on this entire AI thing going on. So, because we have a very strong or Western mindset that there is a strong connection between consciousness and intellect, is why we think that AI is conscious and we have all these conspiracy theories coming. But shouldn't it be the other way around? Now you have something that can think, speak, have intellect, refer, but it is not human. It does not have qualia. Doesn't it make the proof of Advaita, the proof of consciousness more clear rather than having to confuse it?
Short answer to your question is yes. Good point. I made that point earlier also today. that all the activities of the mind seem to be replicated or imitated very beautifully by the AI, more powerfully than our minds. Like that chess grandmaster who said, it's impossible. Ordinary human beings, forget it. Grandmasters cannot defeat computers now. So, yet these these AIs are not conscious at all. So therefore, the distinction between buddhi and consciousness becomes clear. Therefore, the buddhi is as much part of the body, is an object, body-mind complex. And therefore it is replicable in AI. But consciousness is not an object. Therefore, they are finding it impossible to replicate in AI. This is a good distinction. All right, we'll stop now. Announcements are there, yes.